got a little job on today. So this is a 2016 Vauxhall Vivaro, and the brake pads on the front are really, really low. Now this vehicle's been grinding and the driver's ignored it, bless him. So he's caused a bit of damage, and then brake pads and discs are going to need changing. So let's crack on with it. Let's strip it all down, show you how to do it, and if you've got one the same, then you'll know what to do. Oh, let's crack on, let's get it in the air. So we'll get that jack underneath the subframe and we'll get it up, get that wheel in the air, look. Pop off that hubcap, screwdriver in, give it a tap, and then we can whiz off these wheel nuts with the old Milwaukee gun, look. Yeah, that's rid of them, fantastic. Pop the wheel off, get that out of the way. Now look at the state of this disc. It's ground down, the pad's that much, all the friction material's gone, nothing left at all, look, and it's metal on metal, and it's scored these discs up, look at the ruts in there, not good at all. So let's get them changed over. We'll turn that steering round, and then we can just pop off these caliper mounting bolts, 13mm in the ratchet there, with the 17mm spanner on the bottom. Now this caliper won't swing, so we have to undo both the mounting bolts, top and bottom, so we can actually pull it away. Reason being, the brake hose isn't long enough to get the swing. Always remember, you've got to check that fluid level in the reservoir to make sure you've got room when you push back those pistons so that it can fill that reservoir back up again. So don't top it up before you start. Once you've got all your new pads in, then have another check and make sure the level's okay. So we'll get these big grips in there just to try and squeeze this back a bit to allow us to pull it off nice and easy. These are tight, as you can see I slipped off then. These pistons are really tight to force back. They do go, but it takes a bit of pressure to get them back. If I just spin it round and put the grips back on, I can get a bit more central. Obviously the nearer you put them grips to the centre of that piston, the easier it is to force it back. And nice and slowly, I've speeded this a little bit as you can see, but just really take your time, just gentle pressure, and it will eventually go back. And we'll just drop that out of the way. That's it, that's not going to hurt the hose or anything, no problem there. And then we can pop these pads out. So I'll just get the screwdriver in, just prise them out, and look at that. That's unbelievable, isn't it? These must have been grinding like mad, absolutely growling under your foot. Look at that one. Fantastic. Now these brackets behind here, the caliper retaining bracket, 2 bolts in the back, and we'll get the big Bertha bar on there and just twang them off, and then wind it out with the electric ratchet. It's quite a windy day today, it's blowing well. Just get it started, get it moving, and then away she goes. Fantastic. Off with that bracket. And then in the front here we've got a couple of Torx bits. 2 Torx bolts there, just holding that disc on. Just crack them off. And that disc's ready to come off now. Look at that. Couldn't wait to get off that one. Now these new ones going on are the Pagid discs. These are super quality. They're absolutely beautiful. Got a nice coating on them. There's no grease coating. These have got like a paint coating, which is just, it keeps them in tip-top condition. And you ain't got no greasy residue on your hands when you put them on. We'll just pop those 2 Torx bits back in again. Now we've centralised that up, and we can just whiz those back up again. Now we're not going to go real mad with these. It's just the wheel bolts obviously hold all this together. This is just to peg it all in place. You've not got to go really mad on them. Just make sure they're up, you know, nipped up nicely. Then we can get that bracket back in again, and then 2 bolts can go back through. These need to be done nice and tight. Usually in the region of about 120 Newton meters if you've got a torque wrench, or just get that bar on there and give them a real good tweaking. I'll just whiz them up with a ratchet to start with, just to get them in where they need to be, and then we'll get the bar on it. Yeah, here we go. Look, get Bertha on it again. She can go in there. Go on, yeah, get him up there. Beautiful. Up you go. And then we'll just clean up these surface areas where the pads are going to sit. I'm just got a screwdriver and I'm just scraping all the crud away from that, making them nice and clean. And there's your pads. These are Pagid ones again. Now there you got that little spring there just to stop them rattling about in the caliper, hold them all in place. Use a bit of copper slip just to lubricate a little bit on them little contact points on either end. Just a little dibble on there. And we can just slide them in. Now you've got to put them in, and as you push them in, you press in them spring clips. They are quite tight. Squeezing them spring clips up and pushing the pad in. You're almost doing it like back end in first, and then the front face. And it's a little bit fiddler, and there it goes. Look, that's gone in nicely. Same again with the other side. Just a bit of a dibble of the old copper slip on there. Look at that, bit of a masterpiece, that one. And then same thing again, push that back face in first, push them little spring clips in as we're pushing the pad in, just help it in at the top, come on, in you go. Ooh, screwdriver just to push that clip in, there you go, look, lovely. And look at the meat on them now, you can see what they should look like compared to what them old ones look like. You know, they were really worn out. Then we get that caliper now, the piston's all back nicely, and that just slips straight on. And then we've got a couple of new bolts to go back in here. So we'll stick the bottom one in first. Now we're making sure that the two slider pins are nice and free, that they are sliding and the caliper can move backwards and forwards before we put these bolts in. And we'll just whiz them up, get them up nice and tight. Get that bottom one up as well. Yeah, there we go, look. Then just finish them off. There's one of them. Beautiful. Straighten that steering up, and then we can get the wheel back on. One side done. Back on with the wheel. Get them nuts back in. I do like these Vivaros. Decent vans. Put together nice. Real comfy to drive. Lovely drive. Get that hubcap back on again. Beautiful. Down with the jack, and we'll go on to the other side. Now I'm going to show you a bit of this other side because there is a slight difference. Not a lot, just a bit. So I'm not going to go through the whole process, but I'll take this wheel off. Let's have a look at this caliper. Now if you take note of the bottom, that's the top one, and look at this disc again. I'll go back through that. Yeah, it's just caught on the outside edge of this one and the inside edge, but the back side of the disc is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But you see this bottom one here, look, that's the difference there. There's a plastic wear marker, wear indicator here at the bottom, look, see it rotating? And that, there it goes, look. You see that? That's a funny old thing because the spanner's different size now. You've got to get a bigger spanner on this to hold it. See, that won't work. I've got to go and get an adjustable to get that on there to hold this side to undo it. Now, the only thing I can think of what this plastic thing is for is it's got to be like a wear indicator to stop the caliper from going all the way across, and it's going to pull the back face in a bit more. That's the only thing I can make sense of that. It's a bit of a strange one, but I think it is just for a wear indicator that will make the brakes squeal. It'll make them squeal because it's not pulling true to make it more noticeable that the pads are worn down. But so we'll just give that a squeeze, and yeah, look, you see it now, look. I'm not sure. It's a funny old thing. If anybody knows what that really is about, what it is, drop me a comment, because I'm not 100%. It's got to be something to do with the wear of the pads, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, it don't make no difference. You still hold it and put the bolt through it, and lock it back up again when we've finished. But yeah, same again. We'll pop those two mounting bolts off. I can get me big nut gun on the bottom one and get that out, and then the top one I'm going to have to use the ratchet, I think, so I can't get that big nut in there. I'll just pop that one back in a little bit so I can undo that top one without that whole bracket swazzing about. Can I get that in? Oh, I can get it in with an extension. There we go. There it is, look. Yeah, let's get that out of the way. Bingo, pads and all up. We'll just snap them straight out of there now. It's all off. Yeah. Same thing, 2 bolts at the front and then on with the new disc. I do like a new set of discs. Funny old thing, that little yellow plastic marker. It is, yeah, I'm not 100% sure, like I say, what it is. It's got to be something to do with the wear indicator though. And then we'll nip them back up again with the gun, and then just get the bar on them to finish them off. Here we go, just make sure they're up real nice and tight. Give them a good tweak with that lot. Yeah, up you go. Bingo. Big old discs on those. They're real good, thick, heavy bits of material. So got it all changed over. Nice new pads in there. I hope that's been of use to you. If you've enjoyed it, if it's helped you out, just drop me a little thumbs up, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.